Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to a moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Welcome back to our 108th episode, 2 years on the air and going strong. Today, in our Metropolitan Lifestyles segment brought to you by Animoca Brands, we're featuring my dear friend Carmelia Ray, celebrity matchmaker and life coach, chatting matchmaking, not 2.0, but 3.0. How is artificial intelligence revolutionizing online dating? We'll also chat about how to ask for what you want in bed. Now, did y'all think I'd invite her on to talk about just artificial intelligence? No, it's going to get steamy. Now, without a doubt, AI has become a driving force in modern tech and is changing the way we interact with our devices. From Siri and Alexa to self driving cars and Chat GPT, AI is transforming our world in ways that were once only imagined in movies. We're now beginning to see the benefits of machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision in a wide range of industries, including dating. The use of artificial intelligence in online dating could, without a doubt, revolutionize the way people connect and find potential partners. Now, with the increasing popularity of dating apps and online dating platforms, AI tech could play a major role in this industry. Here to chat AI, online dating, and how to ask for what you want in bed is the sexy, the beautiful, and the relationship expert celebrity matchmaker, Carmelia Ray. Welcome to the show, stunner.
Hi, so glad to be back.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into it. We have a lot to discuss here. Chat GPT, Carmelia, is getting people dates within hours. Men and women are using the chatbot to generate dating profiles and responses to potential matches, but some think using AI is just dishonest. What are your thoughts?
It's dishonest if you're going to completely rely on the output from ChatGPT. And if you notice that what is being said is not characteristic of who you are, it's using language that you're not using, it's behaving in a way that you're not normally behaving in, that's when it can become really dishonest. It's sort of like the classic modern day Cyrano de Bergerac, right? You have to still go on a real date. So great for securing the interest and the conversation. You should really be using ChatGPT as for ideation, as a prompt when you're stuck, not relying on it to do your dating.
Exactly, because you're to your point, while asking the AI for advice seems harmless, what's happening is that people appear to be towing the line when having it generate entire, and I mean entire conversations with a potential match. So that feels catfish. Now, offering more accurate and personalized matchmaking is a thing, right? Because
Yes.
artificial intelligence algorithms can actually analyze vast amounts of data to understand users' preferences and interests and behaviors. And of course, this can allow for more precise matches, to your point. So, for
Mhm.
example, AI might be able to solve manual swiping, right? Because that's time consuming to swipe through countless profiles, but AI could understand users' taste and swipe for them. So that's an interesting bonus. And of course, I think authenticating user profiles is a huge thing. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think that AI can also detect patterns of behavior that are characteristic of fake or fraudulent profiles and help reduce the chances of catfishing. What do you feel about that?
I mean, anytime that you can use technology to create a more efficient process, dating is time consuming. If there is a way, and I'm sure there will be, where you put those parameters, the parameters already in the algorithms that exist on those dating apps are already trying to do that. You put your filtering in terms of age, hair color, geography, whatever those parameters are, and that's a filtering system. If the chat GPT and AI can now further help you in decision making, it should be a tool and not your primary decision maker. You should always know what's going on.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, so now let's chat becoming too reliant on this tech. So AI can, of course, vastly improve the probability that a user will like somebody, but to your point, it's not going to be perfect. This is something to keep in mind when incorporating AI into a dating product. So you have to, of course, communicate clearly to users what AI is capable of and what it is not capable of. Otherwise, users may be disappointed when their experience doesn't match their expectations. Do you feel that at this point right now, with AI coming into the dating game, we are going to become too reliant on technology? And is AI a double edged sword outside of all the positive protocols it could add?
Yeah, I think we are still really in early stages of AI. There are a lot of people out there that don't even know that this is available. For those who are relying entirely on AI, you have to remember that you're not going to be bringing this AI with you on your date. If I mean, hold on, let me go to the bathroom. What should I say next, right? Or I bet you they're put it on their iPhone now. So when you become a crutch or completely dependent on an AI tool, you lose your own creativity. Like a smart way to utilize ChatGPT is, what are some interesting first fun dates that I can go on with someone who enjoys outdoor activities, and it'll give you some ideas, right?
Yeah.
If you're using it as a prompt to speak for you, you're never going to discover your own voice. I think you use it for advice, you use it for tips. It's not your handicap. It is not you. Otherwise, you might as well, put it right beside you and say, "Hold on, I don't have a brain. Let me ask my other half about this." Right?
You're so right. All right, I've had enough of this AI talk. I want to move on to the bedroom here. Okay,
Ooh,
so
okay.
yeah, let's do this. So, riding an elephant, meeting your partner's rents, getting a nipple piercing, asking your boss for a raise. The list of scary feats is long and vast. But Carmelia, asking for what you want in bed shouldn't be on it. Still, of course, so many of us, especially those of us who are shy AF, we don't get what we
Mhm.
want. So, what do you recommend?
Asking for anything, you gave so many examples of asking for things that people find really challenging. And what you have to ask yourself is, what do you really want? If it's important for you to have a healthy, fulfilling sex life, then you obviously are going to need to learn how to ask for what you want. Now, there are things that you can do, because body language in particular plays a key role. Nonverbal communication takes a huge part of actual communication. So asking for you want in the bedroom can also be direction, guidance, using your body, using your voice, moaning when you need to, squirming. If that doesn't feel so good, you gently push away. Or if there's something you like, you reinforce with sound, you reinforce with touch, you pull your body closer, you make it known that yes, that feels good. Stay right there. But people have a hard time to say, "Oh, faster, slower." It's like they can't get the words out of their mouth because they're embarrassed, or they haven't had that conversation. So it's really important that you have that conversation before you go into the bedroom. Now, it's not always mechanical, so sometimes you have to have the experience first in order to be able to say, "Okay, I had that experience. How can I help my partner make it better?" Because at the end of the day, your partner would want to please you. If I'm doing something wrong, I want to know. If there's something you like better, I want to know. So it's really about committing to the goal and knowing that you can have a more fulfilling sex life if you communicate what you want.
Ah, so what you're really saying is start by doing your homework, ask for what you want in bed. Of course, that could be difficult, right? But when you don't have a clue about what you're interested in, it could even be harder. So my
Yes.
takeaway is you have to figure out what you like, so start masturbating. No,
Well,
number
those who aren't masturbating, and some women have, there are sexual issues. Some women have a hard time
I know.
with orgasm, and same with some guys, right? Maybe they
Right.
have they're conscious about penile size, or what their vagina looks like, or whatever. So I do often share with people, you can't communicate what you like if you actually don't know what you like. So do the research, play with
Yeah.
yourself, figure things out so that you can tell your partner that.
Yeah, experiment with toys. I mean, don't just explore with your hands. Use a sex
Mhm.
toy to spice things up. I mean, sometimes hands just can't move and groove the way a sex toy can. So it is
Yeah,
what it is.
absolutely.
And of course, we can't forget put on porn and learn the lingo, right? Admittedly, sharing your porn preferences might feel intimidating if you're super shy. But if
Yeah.
there's a porn site or specific porn video that you enjoy, I always say showing your partner an act you want to try can be easier than explaining it. So there you
Yeah,
go.
I think the biggest thing in communication when people fear is they don't want it to come off as negative to their partner and have the partner feel insecure that they're doing something wrong. If you really put the focus on the fact that you sharing with your partner what you need will actually allow them to give you more pleasure, at the end of the day, your pleasure is their pleasure. At least in most situations, if I'm having sex and I can tell there's something not going on or he's not enjoying it, that's going to get into my head and that's going to affect my mood.
Of course it is. It's all it takes two to tango, right? Now,
Absolutely
I always say practice asking for what you want outside of bed because it
correct.
makes sense, right? The more comfortable you feel asking for non-sexy time things, the more comfortable you'll feel asking for things in the bedroom. And one thing I always say, I use text or email to my benefit. So, in the sense that a lot of people are better written communicators than verbal, and it's totally okay to talk about what you want over text. Just I always say, just make sure your partner has consented to receiving some not safe for work texts and isn't giving a presentation at the office when you
Yeah.
request to use a butt plug,
Yeah.
and that's gonna pop up on the screen. I typically tease my hubby throughout the day and text him things like, I was thinking about something a little 18 and over that I'd like to try. Is it okay if I send you a message about it right now? And typically he'd be like, no, but in 30 seconds you can. Let me step away
Yeah.
from this meeting.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing that I'll say is that sometimes it's challenging to have that communication in the action. So to your point, let's say you're having dinner, you both have to be in a good mood. You could ask things like, "Hey, by the way, the last time that we were together, can I ask like what did you really like? What would you want to do more of? Is there anything that you can tell me that would help me improve for next time?" Because you're not in the actual act itself, because that could interfere with someone's mojo thinking,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
it's like,
You can't
you
start
know?
to have a therapy session about what you like and don't like in the middle of it. You
Yeah, yeah,
kind of, to
yeah,
your point,
exactly.
you got to be classy about it and
Yeah,
sensitive.
exactly. So you want to give them feedback, maybe not even immediately after. Find a time where you can discuss that. And also just things like, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this? How could you make it better? Right? Or is there something that you want to try that we haven't tried? Give me some feedback because at the end of the day, I want to please you and I want you to have the best experience. So make it about them and not about yourself.
Yeah, couldn't have said this better myself. And to our point that we made earlier, you can't have artificial intelligence coming into
Oh,
conversations like
no.
this because imagine how that would go. Wait,
Exactly.
let,
Who is
let me
that in the background? Who's talking and thrust a little harder?
thrust a little hard.
Yeah.
Imagine that voice coming at you. I'd lose it. But Carmelia, it was such a fun time. Thank you so much for coming
Yes.
on. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Guys, that was our Metropolitan Lifestyles segment brought to you by Animoca Brands. That was the amazing Carmelia Ray, celebrity matchmaker and life coach. You can head directly to her website, carmeliaray.com. You can check her out all over the gram at Carmelia Ray. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Animoca Brands. As a worldwide industry leader in digital entertainment, blockchain, and digital property rights, Animoca Brands plays a key role in the future growth of the open metaverse. During unstable times like these in burgeoning industries similar to blockchain, it's important to realize that blockchain can and will survive and eventually flourish, and industry-leading companies like Animoca Brands will guide the transformation into the future. Animoca Brands will keep building a better and fairer Web3 ecosystem, create impact for better, and bring true digital property rights to all internet users through NFTs and the open metaverse. For more information and to become part of the excitement, go to animocabrands.com. That's animocabrands.com.